Year 3, today for science, we're going to be doing Unit 6 forces and changing shapes of objects with force. We can use forces to change the shape of objects and things. We can apply both push or pull forces, such as a squash, a squeeze, a twist, a bend, and a stretch. Here we have a piece of paper, and we're going to apply some force onto it to change it. Now, this force that we're applying is called a squeeze. So we squeeze it to change the shape. What type of force is a squeeze? It is a push. So we are pushing it and changing the shape. But how has the force changed the object? Now we can see the paper dimensions seem smaller and it's changed shape. Next, we're going to use some Play-Doh, which is of course the most fun thing to play with. First, we're going to be applying a squash. A squash is a little bit different from a squeeze, as it kind of just uses a flat force. So we can see here she's doing a squeeze, and then we also will be using a squash, which is more of a flat single point. Here we can see her squeezing. And next we're going to do a pull, which is a stretch force. And then we're going to do a twist. A twist is a little bit different because it has a push and a pull force at the same time in different directions. And finishing off with a squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You can see the grip in her hand. After the force stops, some objects return to their original shape, and some objects stay in their new modified shape. Sometimes the permanent change of shape is what we want the object to be like this lady here. She wants her jewelry to stay in the shape that she made it. But sometimes we really don't want our object to stay in the changed shape. For example, this poor guy's car. What can he do now? It's all squished. It's not going back to looking like a new car, is it? In the activity book on page 78, we have a couple of examples here to see what is the effect of force. We know that forces can change the shape of the object, but what is the effect? We have two here. The action is stretching a rubber band, and the second is squeezing a piece of lemon. So, the effect of the force of stretching rubber band, it changes the shape and the length of the rubber band. And for squeezing a piece of lemon, what it does, the force flattens or changes the shape of the piece of lemon. Next, we have two new actions, squashing a ball and twisting a wet shirt. When we squash a ball, the force flattens or changes the shape of the ball and the size gets smaller. It compresses. And when we twist a wet shirt, the force changes the shape of the shirt. We can see it's no longer in a flat shirt shape. It's now in a twisty rope. For homework, I want you to complete exercises 1 and 2 on the exercises worksheet. Question number 1, forces can change the shape of an object. Write the words from the list to describe each picture. The words are squeezed, squashed, stretched, bent, and twisted. So please tell me what type of force is being applied to the balloon and what type of force is being applied to the rubber band when it's being pulled. Question number 2, some objects need more force to change shape. Put these objects in order of the amount of force needed to change their shape. We have an eraser, flower, stone, and wood. So, which would require the smallest amount of force to change its shape? And which one would be the largest? Please put them in order from smallest to largest across the page. For the Changing Shape worksheet, I want you to look at these items in your house and record your answers by putting a tick or a cross in each column. I'll do one example for you here. For example, the pipe cleaner. Can we squash it? Can we squash it? And the answer is yes, because the little fibers, the little fluffy pieces on the pipe cleaner, are able to be squashed and it changes the shape, it compresses the fibers. Can we bend the pipe cleaner? Yes, we can, because the metal is nice and thin, so we're able to bend the pipe cleaner. Can we twist it? Yes, we can. We can grip the pipe cleaner on either end, Push with one hand and pull with the other hand. We definitely can twist it. The last question is, can you stretch it? No. The hard wire is unable to be stretched. We cannot make it longer. So please complete the whole table with can you squash it, can you bend it, can you twist it, and can you stretch it for the rest of the items. A drink can, a sock, a drinking straw, Play-Doh, and a bath towel. Thank you. Let's review. We can use forces to change the shape of objects and things. We can apply both push or pull forces, such as a squeeze, squash, twist, bend, or stretch. The change in some objects is permanent, but some objects return to their original shape after the force is stopped. The amount of force needed to move an object is decreased or increased, depending on how heavy the object is. And we can change an object's shape, length, size, and flatten it by applying force.